To make our snowflakes as presentable and long-lasting as we can, we're going to glue them to a construction paper. First, you'll need to choose one of your finished snowflakes. Notice that there's a front, which is totally empty, and the back, which has these dashed lines that helped us know where to fold. We're going to put the glue on the back of our snowflake so that after it's glued we can see the front of the design. To glue my snowflake, I'll use a brush and liquid glue. With the background out of the way and working on a placemat to keep my area neat, I'm going to use a brush to put liquid glue on the back of my snowflake. The most important areas will be the middle and the edges. I don't have to put glue over the entire thing, and in fact, depending on how complicated your snowflake is, that might take a really long time. So I'm going to try to get the edge as much as I can and the middle. I want to be mindful about the speed that I'm painting and work quickly and carefully so that the glue doesn't dry out. I know it's hard to see the glue on the camera. When you're painting it on, I think it'll be easier to see because if you tilt it, it'll look kind of shiny. I don't need too much glue. Part of the reason that we're using liquid glue instead of glue stick is that I find that it's stickier and holds on a little better once it's dry. Of course, liquid glue while it's wet does tend to shift around. So if you put your snowflake down and then try to move it, what can happen is it might seem like it's not sticking or it might rip. That's why we'll want to be really careful and place it only one time, because after we place it, it's not going to work well to try to move it. So I've put a little bit of glue in the middle and all the way around the edge. So I've chosen my snowflake, I've put the glue. Now I'm ready to place it on the background. Again, once we place it, we won't be able to move it easily, so that's why it's going to be very important to be very careful. With my background and my snowflake, I want to be slow and deliberate. I am watching what I'm doing. I am looking at my snowflake, and then I can really carefully begin to set it down. Now it's not stuck down yet because I haven't pressed it down, so I'm going to really carefully press it down. I am using just the tips of my fingers and pressing down where I put the glue, which for me was in the middle and it was the edges. So I'm going to press all of those parts together so that there is a good connection. Now that I've pressed down the edges and the middle where my glue was, I'm going to flip it over and write my name on the back with a pencil. I know it's hard to see my name, but it's on there. And after my name is on the back, I'll be ready to write about my artwork. When you're writing about your artwork, you'll want to try to write 2 lines. You can use these questions, or you can just write about the process and how you made it. You can talk about what parts are your favorite, what you found most interesting. Try to write 2 complete lines. So that would look like starting at the front of this line, writing across with words, and then when you get to this line, continuing on the next line. Even if your sentence stops here, you would start a new sentence on the same line. I'm excited to see your beautiful snowflakes and to read about your thoughts about your artwork.